But for now, we're also looking forward to the weather with Vivian. How's it going?
It's going great. We're going to be seeing great conditions for the game of the week. If you're headed down to Arroyo Grande, great conditions. You saw out there right now, nice and clear skies. We're going to be continuing to see that all the way through later on this evening when that fog is going to move right back in. But still pretty comfortable, great football weather out there in the 60s and 50s throughout the evening. So you might want that extra layer if you're headed out to the game. We'll have full highlights on that if you want to stay home later on tonight here on KSBY. Now, if you're looking outside right now, this is Pismo Beach. You can see off the shores, we do still have that marine influence, but on the whole, things are looking pretty good, really comfortable all across our Central Coast communities. 91 right now in Paso Robles, 77 in San Luis Obispo, 70 in San Ynez, 86 degrees in California Valley, 73 in Santa Barbara. On the whole, pretty comfortable no matter where you are. Not too hot, not too cold. And we're going to continue to see good conditions, although it is still a little bit gusty. That is something we've been dealing with day after day, and that's very much in place right now. About 22 miles an hour out there in the Coyama Valley, 17 up in Paso Robles, a little bit calmer by our coastal valleys. We are expecting a very slight sundowner wind event along the Gaviota coastline tonight, so a little bit gusty there, especially on 101 if you're driving a high-profile vehicle, something you may notice. Now, as we check out our kind of overall pattern, there's a lot going on. But the good news is it all means basically cooler weather is headed our way. There's some monsoon moisture farther off towards our east. Another set of some possible lightning strikes for the Sierras, something we're keeping an eye on with those fires as well. But also this low pressure has this extending trough of low pressure. That's going to turn our winds. They're going to push them onshore. That's going to bring that cooler, dense marine air to all of our communities, which means a cooler weekend is ahead. And that's going to be perpetuated into the extended forecast as well, because of a hurricane a long way away. So this trough of low pressure will be extended by Hurricane Kiko that's all the way down here. That's going to continue that same pattern, not just for the weekend, but all the way through the early portion of next week, with temperatures well below normal for this time of the year by the end of next week as well. Also checking out that storm because it's a pretty large storm at this point. Right now a Category 3, but it's right on the edge of Category 3 versus Category 4 at that 130-mile-an-hour wind gust. We're expecting it to increase to a Category 4 over the next couple of hours and stay that way throughout much of the weekend. Then it's going to calm down. It's likely to only be a tropical storm by the time it makes its way just north of the Hawaiian Islands later on into the early portion of next week, mainly a Tuesday and Wednesday type concern for those islands. Here, though, we've just got cooler weather all the way through that forecast. 91 degrees in Paso Robles, 73 in San Luis Obispo, 74 for Santa Maria, 70 in Lompoc, 80 degrees in Santa Barbara. Along our north coast, not too bad either. 66 in Morro Bay, 91 degrees up in San Miguel for our 5 cities communities. Arroyo Grande at 73, 68 degrees in Pismo Beach, nearly 90 degrees in those interiors, 75 in Goleta, 95 in the Coyama Valley, 83 degrees in Solvang. But it is almost the weekend after all. Here's a quick look at your weekend forecast. Lots of cloud cover by our beaches. Still some afternoon sunshine. Upper 70s for likely in most of our coastal valleys. Low 90s all the way through the weekend in those interiors. Then as we head into next week, those temps will fall even more. Low 80s Tuesday and Wednesday in Paso Robles. It's been a while since we've said that. Mid 70s expected in San Luis Obispo with early morning cloud cover, afternoon sunshine. Similar conditions in Santa Maria and Santa Barbara. Really comfortable all the way through the extended forecast. Richard, back to you.